So we're going to learn Offering by Paul Baloche. This is a fantastic song which really lends itself to a really melodic style of bass playing. Now I'd really recommend going to the Musicademy website and getting a hold of the chord chart from the members section. And also if you're keen to learn how to play in a more melodic style, definitely try out our intermediate Musicademy bass course, as that goes into more detail there. So I'll play through the verse so you can get an idea of what melodic style bass playing sounds like. The sun cannot compare to the glory of your love. There is no shadow in your presence. No mortal man would dare to stand before your throne, before the Holy One of heaven. It's only by your blood, and it's only by your mercy, Lord, I come. So the first way we create a melodic style playing is by using some of the higher range of the instrument. So all I'm doing for starters is playing through the chord sequence, but maybe up an octave. So instead of starting here on the F and walking down, just playing higher up. Once we get to that F over C, doing a little walk down to the F over A. There's a little lick here, so we land on that C chord, and then I'm using the 5th and the 6th notes of the scale to create a little melodic line. 1, 2. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then back to a repeat of that chord sequence. No mortal man would dare to stand before your throne. The same walk down. Before the Holy One of heaven. And this time, instead of doing that high fill, we'll just walk down using the 5th, and then we can get to that lower octave. And then there's the it's only by your blood. So that's B flat over D, C over E, F. And try and play that a little more quietly, so it's a little more tender. And then walk up to that A major. And it's only by your mercy. So it's the walk up to the A, and a nice slide, which adds to that melodic feel of the bass, to that A over C sharp, and then you land on the D minor. Mercy. And on the Lord I come, Lord I come. Try and hit them with a lot more weight. So the C and B flat. And if that little slide you can see I'm doing helps, you can try that. Lord I come. They're quite quick movements, don't hang around too much on those other notes. Lord I come. So let's try that whole verse together. So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The sun cannot compare to the glory of your love. There is no shadow in your presence. No mortal man would dare to stand before your throne, before the Holy One of heaven. It's only by your blood, and it's only through your mercy, Lord, I come. Now in the song there is only one verse and a chorus. So when it comes to playing the second verse, repeating those words, we'll probably now play it a lot more solidly and drop down to that octave, so starting on the F here. And so once we do that, a few other things might change. So let's work through what we play in verse 2. So here's what verse 2 could sound like. The sun cannot compare to the glory of your love. There is no shadow in your presence. No mortal man would dare to stand before your throne, before the Holy One of heaven. It's only through your through your mercy. So let's walk through that together. So we start, as we did before, exactly the same, but just down an octave. So that's, the sun cannot compare to the glory of your love. And the same walk down to the F over A. There is no shadow in your presence. And we throw in a little fill here in the gap of the vocal. But this time, instead of, because we're starting here, we can do that fill. So walk from the 1 to the 5 to the octave, a little slide to the 2 or 9 as it's an octave higher, down to the G, and then instead of going back to the C, we can go to the F and start that phrase again. So that's, there is no shadow in your presence, 2, 3, no mortal. So one more time from the A. There is no shadow in your presence. So then we repeat that same phrase from the second half of the verse. No mortal man would dare to stand before your throne. Now, instead of just walking down, we can use a G note before that walk down. So G. So that's, no mortal man would dare to stand before your throne, before the Holy One of heaven. Now again, here's a space to do a little fill before we get to that D minor. So again, we'll walk up from the 1, 5 an octave, and then from here to get to the D minor, we'll just use notes from the D minor pentatonic scale. So that's, we hit the C there and just go A, C, D. And from the D, we can do the walk up. It's only by your blood and its own. And from here, because we're so high up in the bass, we can probably play the melody exactly and then join the chords on the next chord. So from that D, it's only by your blood and it's only by your mercy. Let's try that together one more time. So from that D minor, it's only by your blood and it's only by your mercy. And then for the last two chords, the C and B flat, this time let's try something different. And I'm using this octave fifth root thing, but quite quickly. So that's 1, 2. Try that with me. 2, 3, and again, 3, 4. And it's quite handy to use what's called a raking technique with your right hand, where you choose one finger, whether it's your index or middle, and just rake it across the 3 strings we're using. And that's probably the easiest way to play that sort of phrase. So let's try playing that second verse together. After 4, starting from the F here. 2, 3, 4. The sun cannot compare to the glory of your love. There is no shadow in your presence. No mortal man would dare to stand before your throne, before the Holy One of heaven. It's only by your blood and it's only by your mercy, Lord, I come. Now after that verse, in fact both verses have been slightly more melodic and trying to utilise some of those high notes up the fretboard. We're going to make the chorus section a little more simple and a little more straight ahead. So let's work through that together. So the chorus starts on that F, and there's a F over A in the same bar, so 2, 3. I bring an offering. Then a B flat and a C in the same bar. And then the same again, F. No one on earth deserves the praises that I sing. And one more time. Jesus, may you receive the honor that you're due. And on the word due, we go down to a G major actually. So usually 2 chords in a key will be minor. This is an exception. This is making the 2 chord in the key a major, but you get that nice interesting sound. So honor that you're due. G's for the whole bar, and then back to the B flat and C. Oh Lord, I bring an offering to you. Now a nice simple but strong rhythm we can use for that chorus is this one. So that's 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3. Now there's a really nice intro which also works as a link section as well. So there's an intro, and after the chorus the same section occurs. And we can again refer to maybe some of the higher notes to create that melodic style bass playing for that section. So that intro and link sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's an F chord, then a C over E, back to F on beat 4, and then B flat over D. So you can try playing that intro stroke link section quite simply, just by playing those main notes. So try that with me first. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Or we can incorporate some sort of arpeggio movements to make it sound a bit more intricate. And that can sound like this. So I'll walk you through that. We start on the F, and then to get to the E, we're going to use a F major arpeggio, starting from this A note. So that's A to the C, and then up to the F, and then comes that E, followed by the F. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. And then after that we hit that D. And then at the end of that D note, we can use a C to the G as passing notes to get to the F. So let's go from the beginning of that D note. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. So that whole link can sound like this. Let's try it together. 2, 3, 4. Let's keep looping it. And again. And one more time. 3, 4.